It's time for the X and Y Show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y Show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y Show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
And greetings, and greetings. Welcome to another segment of the X and Y Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. And I'm so glad to be back with you another Friday. This year is passing by. January is almost already gone. The next thing you know, we'll be getting Christmas trees out again. So this week is whisking on by. The next holiday, well, not a holiday, but a special day to so many people, is Valentine's Day, of course. And I did a special episode on Valentine's Day a couple years ago, something like that, I don't know. But I just re-aired it last year. But I think this year I'm going to do a part 2. I don't know, I got to think about it. But, you know, my opinion has not changed about Valentine's Day. It's just a day where a bunch of stupid motherfuckers spend a lot of money that they don't have trying to impress women who probably not going to give them no pussy. And, you know, it's just a money holiday. That's all it is. If it's real love, you don't have to wait till February 14th to prove it. And I know a lot of women out there saying, well, I mean, it's nothing wrong with showing. It isn't. There isn't anything wrong with showing your love and affection on a certain day. But I'm just saying, you know, why you have to go all out, you know, and spend so much money? I mean, you got guys who spend 2 months rent on Valentine's Day. And I just think that's bullshit. I'm sorry. You know, that's just my opinion, and I'm going to go with it until I get proven wrong, you know. So I don't know. I might do a Valentine's Day part 2 or something. I don't know. Look out for that. But anyway, I'm still excited about being on iHeartRadio. That is a very powerful feat for me. A lot of hard work. And it shows me that somebody's out there listening to what I say. That's all I want. You don't have to agree with me. You know, I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me. But just listen. That's all I want. That's all I need. Just listen. So somebody's out there listening to me. I'm on iHeartRadio, and there's bigger and better things to come for the X and Y Show. So stay with me. Grow with me. Be there. I'll never forget you. Without further ado, let's get into tonight's episode. It's something I always kind of wanted to talk about, but I never got a chance to. I guess because, I don't know, I just never did. But I'm going to take care of that right now. And tonight's episode, would your partner's past promiscuous behavior change how you feel about them? Would your partner's past promiscuous behavior change how you feel about them? And, you know, I tossed this question around and I asked myself this question, and the answer is yes. I don't give, you know, a lot of men out there say, well, you know, I'm not worried about what my wife or my girlfriend did in the past. You know, I have a higher self-esteem than that. I'm not worried about that. You know, I believe in myself. You know, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You know, that sounds like some Steve Harvey bullshit. you're not worried that your girlfriend or your boyfriend, because it goes both ways. There's no double standards on the X and Y show. I know a lot of you think that, but it's the X and Y show. So it goes both ways. There's some guys, I know some guys personally who are hoes, who fuck everything that breathe. I know some guys like that. I know some women who are hoes. I know some guys who are ex-hoes. They're not doing it anymore. I know some women who are ex-hoes. They're not doing it anymore. But they did do it. And that's what I'm talking about. Whether they're still promiscuous or they're promiscuous in the past, how would you feel about that? Would that mess with you? And me personally, to answer your question, yes, absolutely yes. If I found out my girlfriend or God forbid my wife got a train, ran on her by the football team in the locker room 10 years ago, that'll fuck with me a little bit. That'll fuck with me. That'll fuck with me a lot, to be honest with you. If I found out that my wife has had a train ran on her, or a couple of trains, plural, ran on her in her high school years and her college years, that'll fuck with me a lot. And for anyone to say that it doesn't fuck with them, there's something wrong with their ass. Something wrong with them. That you find out your wife done fuck 20 or 30 guys at the same time, and that doesn't bother you, switch the role. You find out that your boyfriend or your husband, now a lot of times, boyfriend or a man, unless he's a porn star, he's not going to get too many trains ran on. I mean, that would be like, welcome. Yeah. But, there's some guys out there, menage a trois, had 2 women at the same time, maybe 3, maybe 4. So there's guys that done that, and there's some guys, like I say, who's very, 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 very sexually active. So I would understand a woman being bothered that their man has had a lot of, or has had many sexual partners in his past. I could understand how that would bother her. And, a lot of people say, well, you're not going to marry a virgin. Well, yeah, I know I'm not going to marry a virgin. I mean, a virgin these days, just like finding plutonium on the street. It's not going to happen. But, it's like, I know I'm not going to marry it, but I don't, I don't mind if my wife or girlfriend, I know she's fucked people. I know that. Okay. But I don't want to find out that she's been fucking everybody. That she was known, I found out that she was a known commodity at the clubs. If everybody get with her, they know they're going to get some piece of ass. And she did that for like 10 years before she met me. That'll fuck with me. That'll fuck with my head. And quite frankly, it should fuck with anybody's head. That you find out that your wife or your girlfriend has been very sexually active in her past. Now she's with you. She's not anymore, but, it just does. And I know a lot of you guys and girls out there say, well, that means you don't have you don't have any self-esteem in yourself. You don't have any confidence in yourself. It shouldn't bother you. And again, I say that's bullshit. That's Stevie Harvey bullshit. It's not true. It's human nature for that to bother you. You have a right for that to bother you. And switch the scroll. Women, you have the right for that to bother you if you find out your boyfriend or your husband has had a lot of sexual partners. You have a right. But I will admit, even in today's society, there's a double standard. Right? There's a double standard that a guy, if he had multiple, let's say if a guy had, I'm throwing out a number here now. A guy had 500, let's say if a guy had 300 sex partners, when you met him, or when a woman met a guy, he had 300 sex partners. It's not frowned upon. when a guy does it. It's like, oh man, yeah, he's a real hot guy, and yeah, I know a lot of women after him. He broke a lot of hearts, and yeah, he's cute. I'm glad I got him. You know, that's the double standard of society. Society doesn't look down at the man, you know, as a hoe. You know, and he's had a lot of sexual partners. He's done everything in the book. And he's been everything you can think of, but they don't call him a hoe. Oh, he's a good guy now. He's performing. You know, he's settled down. I mean, he's a handsome guy. You got to give him some room. You know, that's society talking. They don't look down at guys. You know, but flip the script. A woman who have had 300 partners in her sex life, bitch, you whore, what a skank, you know, what a bitch. She's a fucking hoe, man. You know, I don't know why society's like that. I can't explain that. Why women are scrutinized much worse than men for the same thing. You know, you have a man hoe, you know, he's patted on the back and say, good job, man. You had your fun. Now it's time to get married and live your life. Live happily ever after. With a woman, on the other hand, who's had a active sex life in her past, you know, she's ridiculed damn near for the rest of her life. You know, you hoe, you bitch. You know, fuck you, you fucking cocksucker. You know, you know, it's like, I don't know why women are screwed up, but that's not why it would bother me, per se. It would bother me because it's just, I don't know, something about a woman having a lot of mouths like that. I guess I would want to at least know. You know, don't let no shit like that be a surprise to me. You know, honey, you know, we're married for a year or so, and 2 years, whatever. Honey, you know, I just want to let you know, I've done some things in my past, and, you know, I just want you to know, you know, before we go to the class reunion next week, before we go to my class reunion next week, I've done some things. So, you know, if you have guys coming up to you and saying you got a good woman, just, you know, shake their hand and move on. You know, yeah, I'm going to shake their hand, all right. But, you know, it's all about communication. You have to be upfront with someone and tell them, you have to be honest, you know, with your history. Now, I'm not saying on your first date, you say, hey, I had a couple of trains ran on me, just to let you know. You know, not on the first date. Or guys, you know, on a certain first date, you know, you're not going to tell them, well, I just want to let you know that I slept with 100 women last year, okay? Just to be honest. No, you don't tell them that on the first date or the 10th date. That's some shit that you tell, like, right before engagement, you know. So you both figure out if you want to proceed with this, you know. And that's definitely a test. If either of you, it doesn't bother, and you can move, then that's good. Move on. Then you're ready to be engaged and then later be married. But if it's bothering one of you, it's good to get that shit out now than to get it out after you say I do. You know, it's too late. It's too late. Because I'm going to tell you, that'll fuck with my head. That'll fuck with my head. It would. If I find out, and I'm not talking about my wife or girlfriend being, I know she's not going to be a virgin. I said that. She's not going to be a virgin. I know that. But if it will fuck with my head if I find out that she's been with multiple guys and had trains ran on her, did things, was bi at one point and did things with swinger clubs and all that. That'll fuck with me. That'll fuck with my head. And to be quite honest with you, I don't know if that's reconcilable. I mean, that's some shit. You should have told me that shit before we got married, baby. Be honest with you. And I know a lot of you saying, well, you shouldn't be like that. That was in her past. Well, man, fuck that. Fuck all that shit. It's not in her, it's in her past, but it's affecting our future. Yeah. It's affecting our future. Especially if I didn't know about it. You know. So yeah, that will fuck with my head. I'm sorry. And I know a lot of men, it will fuck with their head if they find out their girlfriends were promiscuous, in her past. Find out that she was a hoe back in the day. It fuck with a lot of guys' head. And they have a right to be mad. It will fuck with a lot of women if they find out that their men were promiscuous with a lot of women. But I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't think, I might be wrong. I'm not saying that I'm always right. Most of the time I am. But I'm going to go out on a limb here. I would be willing to bet that a woman would not be as bothered if she find out that a guy was a hoe. I don't think she'd be as bothered as a man would be. And that goes back to that society double standard. It's like embedded in your head. It's okay for a guy to have multiple sex partners. It's okay for him to fuck everything from China to Africa. It's okay for a guy. It's okay for your son to start fucking when he, 14, 15. But flip the script, it's not okay when a woman fuck from China to Africa. It's not okay when a girl, 14, 15, 16 start fucking your daughter. It's not okay. It's a double standard. A guy with multiple sex partners, hey, that away, boy. Get him. You're a handsome guy. You got to give him a break. Got to give him some room. He's a handsome guy. Let him sow his oats. He's a handsome guy, man. Let him go. He's not a hoe. Hoe? What are you talking about, man? Hoe? You don't call a man a hoe. He's not a hoe. He's just a handsome dude. But a woman on the other hand, who does the same thing that guy did, she's a hoe. She's a cocksucker. Chicken head. Fucking skank. She's ridiculed for the rest of her life. And, that's unfortunate. And that's probably why a lot of women are not honest and upfront and tell the guys who they're potentially going to marry. They don't tell them all that shit because they know how the guy would take it. They know how a guy like me would take it. Pretty much. That shit'll be over. Marriage is... engagement is over. Shit. Marriage, fuck with my head, man. I'm telling you. So, that old saying is good. Some things that you don't know. I think that's one of them. But if you are definitely, that's, in that predicament, that's why a lot of women, they don't tell their boyfriends or their guys that because they know how to accept it. Men, on the other hand, they'll tell. Fuck it, yeah, I had a lot of, probably, I don't know, maybe 10, 15, 20 women, I don't know, something like that, blah, 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 But I'm not doing it now. I mean, I settled down. I was young, And it's not going to, it'll mess with her a little bit, but it's not going to really mess with the woman. It's not. That's my theory. I don't think it messes with women as much as it do men. That's my theory. That's that double society, that double standard. Is it right? No. I'm going to give you a good example. Now, Monica Lewinsky, for those of you know, she had the scandal back in the 90s with the president. And that was that was damn 20 years ago, 22 years ago, some shit like that. It was a long time ago. 2 decades. And you see that woman today, very attractive woman. She's pretty, and she's a pretty woman. But, she will never live that down of that scandal, and that's unfortunate, and I don't know if she's married or not. I don't think so. I don't know if she has a boyfriend or not. I don't know per se. I don't know, but I don't think so. I mean, it would have been all out on the tabloids and news and shit if she had a husband. That shit would have been front page damn near. But that woman, she's smart, she's educated, she's pretty. There's no doubt in my mind, if that scandal would have never happened, that woman would probably be married today with children and, living the American dream. But guys, when they recognize her and, know who she is, there's very few men out there that will be willing to be with her knowing what happened, knowing the whole story behind the thing. You all know what happened. I don't have to repeat it. I just don't. I could, but I don't feel the need to. But I feel that scandal would have never happened. That woman would be married today, children, living the American dream with a white picket fence. But because that happened, and that was only one guy. That was only one guy, but it just happened to be a very popular guy. But my point is, guys are not willing to accept past, taboo sexual behavior. They're not willing to accept it. Because it just something about that fucks with men's heads. And that was just one guy. Tonight's topic is about, being promiscuous, being with many partners. That was with one guy. Okay? So imagine if a woman has been known to do a lot of sexual acts with multiple guys. Okay? Multiple guys, many guys, a myriad of guys. So imagine how that would float over most guys if they find out. They found out that the woman that they're with is a hoe or an ex-hoe, whatever you want to say, And I will admit that that's very unfair because she had her fun, she settled down, she's living her life today. She want to settle down and get married, have children, and live happily ever after, like everybody else. But because of her past, it's going to haunt her, and she was young, she was having her fun, but most guys don't want to hear that shit, They don't want to hear that. Most guys like me don't want to hear that you've been with 200 guys, don't want to hear that you had trains ran on you every week by the football team and the basketball team. They don't want to hear that shit. There's no chance for a relationship. And if we're in a marriage already, shit. Woo! My goodness. Fuck with my head. Now switch the script. Ladies finding out that a man has been with multiple women. Okay. They know he's attractive or he got a lot of money. Whatever the case may be, he got a lot of charisma, whatever it is. He was young. That was a long time ago, so I'm not going to hold that against him, It's different for women. It is. It is. It's different for them. It doesn't bother them as much. And I really believe it's that societal double standard. Basically, it's okay for a man to be a hoe, pat him on the back, give him an award, but it's not okay for a woman to be a hoe. She's ridiculed for the rest of her life. She has to carry that baggage around for the rest of her life, especially if she lives in the same city she grew up in. She'll never shake that. You got people today who've been out of high school for 40, 50 years. They always go, oh, she was a hoe back in the day. You're talking about a half a century ago. Talking about a half a century. And you got the classmate, oh, she was a hoe back in the day. You know, that's something she never lives down, unfortunately. You know, it's sad. She never lives that down. When a man go on with his life, everything hand up the door. Everything cool. You know, it doesn't bother women as much. Now, some women it does. You know, there's always exceptions to the rule. But for the most part, it doesn't bother women as much as it do men. I know it bothers the fuck out of me. I admit it. If I found out my wife was doing some shit back in the day, a lot of shit with a lot of motherfuckers, yeah, that would fuck with my head. Or my girlfriend, she's about to be my ex-girlfriend. Fuck that. You know? I will not have a lot of motherfuckers grinning at my wedding. Hey, you got a good girl there, boy. Yeah, good girl. Got a good woman there, man. Hey, Bill, you take care of her now. Got a good woman, bro. Nah. Hell nah. So, question is, would your partner's past promiscuous behavior change how you feel about them? The answer is yes. It would definitely change how I feel about them. For me personally, yes, it would. If I found out that my girlfriend, and I said partner, it would bother me if she was my wife as well. But if she's my girlfriend, yeah, it would bother me a lot. And like I said, she's about to be my ex-girlfriend. Yeah, it would bother me. Yeah. Yeah, I know it was in the past. You know, I know it was a long time ago. You know, but it would bother me. And I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry that I feel that way, but it is what it is. Fuck it. You know, it will fuck with my head. It really would. Because every time you doing something for me, every time you sucking my dick and got my dick in your nose or got my dick in your ear or whatever it is we doing, I'm thinking like, how many other dicks been in her nose? How many other dicks been in her ear? You know what I'm saying? How many other dicks been on her tonsils? You know? So, that old shit be running around in my head. And I don't need that. I don't need more things, more bullshit running around in my head than need to be. I don't need it. So yeah, if I found out that my partners had promiscuous behavior in the past, it would bother me. Absolutely. Now, to flip the script, I don't think it would bother most women if they found out that their man were promiscuous back in the day. I don't think it would bother them. I might be wrong. I know, like I said, there's always exceptions to the rule. Some women, they really would fuck with them. They're about to be her ex-boyfriend, yeah. But I don't think most women it would bother too much. I might be wrong. So ask yourself personally, whether you're a man or a woman, if your partner, if you find out your partner was very promiscuous back in the day, you know, in the past, a long time ago, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, even 30 years, you know, would that bother you? Would that change how you feel about that person? And another thing plays into this, love, of course. Obviously, if you're with your wife or husband, if you love them, it shouldn't matter. You know, I can't speak to that because I've never been in love with anyone. You know, maybe when I'm in love with someone, I won't give a fuck. You know, okay, she had a train ran on her. I think about it for a second. It'll fuck with me a little bit. I go out and have some drinks. Then I come back. All right, I'm all right. You know, I love this woman. You know, who knows? Maybe I have to revisit this show one day when I'm in love. I have to answer that question. Now I've never been in love with anyone, so I can say, fuck no, that would not happen to me. It does not happen. That would definitely bother me if I find out that she's promiscuous. It would definitely change how I feel about her. Yeah. So you have to ask yourself personally, would it change how you feel about your partner or your wife or your husband? You know, and when I say partner, I'm talking about your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Would it change how you feel about them if you found out that they were promiscuous in the past? Would it change how you feel about your husband or your wife if you found out that they were promiscuous in the past? Ask yourself personally, how would you feel? Would that change how you feel about them? For those of you who are married, who you're supposed to be in love, I would definitely like to hear your outtake on this. What does love, does it make a difference? You know, I would say it do. I would theorize that it do. I don't know. Like I said, I've never been in love. So I guess that's the ultimate question. How do you feel? You know, does it really bother you? Me personally, yes, it does. It would affect the way I think about my partner, my girlfriend. Yeah. You know, she's about to be my ex-girlfriend. You know, everybody's different. How do you feel? Would that change how you feel? Ask yourself. Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. That was interesting. Remember that you can always catch the X and Y Show on a wide variety of different outlets. I'm on Stitcher. I'm on iTunes. I'm on TuneIn. I'm on Blueberry. I'm on Google Play. And of course, I broadcast from Spreaker. That's my main platform. And I am on iHeartRadio now. You can catch them on all, so be sure to listen to your favorite outlet and definitely listen and follow and subscribe and let me know that you're loving what you're hearing. And also, I'm on various different social media. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Tumblr, on Facebook, and I am on Instagram. You can find all of that on my website, which is www.thexyshow.com, www.thexyshow.com. You can find everything there. You can also find the X and Y Show store, which you can buy a coffee mug, you can buy t-shirts, iPhone covers, Android covers, all of that shit is in there. You can let me know how you love the X and Y Show. Send me a picture, and I'll definitely post it on my IG account. There's a place where you can leave a comment, how you liking the show, how you're not liking the show, you know, how you like to hear about a certain topic, my outtake on a certain topic, or just want me to read a letter, whatever the case may be, just say hello. There's also a place on the contact form. Be sure to do that and say hello to me, and I will definitely read it over there. So, I guess that's it. So until another 2 weeks, I will definitely see you, not next week, of course, but the week after. And we'll tackle another episode on XY Show and definitely grow together in the wide variety of topics that affects marriage and relationships. Now, you must remember, before I sign off, that without X and why, there cannot be any love. Because without any love, there is no fucking. I will see you in about 2 weeks. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.